Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon season 4 part 2 episode 1 or Dungeon Need the Eye season 4 part 2 episode 1? And of course I was going to do a review of the part 2 of this 4th season, not only because I did a part 1 review and of course I had to do a part 2 review now that it's out, but also because, well, I enjoyed this anime a lot. In fact, it is one of my favorite animes. I don't know if I have said this before in the past, but yeah, it is one of my favorite anime that I have ever watched. So yeah, of course I was going to do a review of these new episodes. So yeah, I don't know why I thought for the longest time that this was actually a season 5. I don't know why I thought that when in fact it was a part 2 of the 4th season. I mean, it makes sense of course that it's a part 2 of the 4th season, but I don't know why I thought for the longest time that this was a season 5. Maybe because I didn't actually investigate a lot of what was happening in the next coming episodes. And well, of course this episode continued the things that happened in the last season, in the, or I should say in the part 1, where episode 11 ended with they were about to fight the floor boss. The party was about to fight the floor boss. I don't exactly remember his name, or its name is Amphisbea or something like that. I will keep calling the floor boss because, to be honest, it is more easy to call it that than its actual name, because it is actually really hard. In fact, in Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, there are a lot of hard names that I actually have to remember when doing reviews. But I mean, things like this, things like the floor boss name, I don't think they're that important to remember for doing a review. So yeah. And on the other hand, we have Bell in the continuation of what happened when he fell to the deep floors. And well, that was that because he was there in the deep floors. And not much happened, to be honest, in this episode regarding that. Only, I guess, the last scene we saw of them two in the lower floor was the most important part, because prior to that, I mean, like I said multiple times already, not a lot happened. So yeah, I mean, the main focus of the episode was of course the party, you know, Mikoto, Lily, Daphne, and all the other girls and boys fighting the floor boss, and that was basically the main focus of the episode. That is what most of the episode was about. And I mean, they are actually putting a great fight, to be honest. I actually didn't expect them to be this good, to be honest, because the way it was shown in the part 1 cliffhanger, I thought there was going to be a lot of despair, you know, for the party. But no, the first part of the episode of this episode 1 was kind of that. They are despairing. Even Aisha admits herself that, well, given the situation they are in, I mean, it is almost natural that they are in that way, you know, despairing. In the second part, they overcame it because even, I think it was Cassandra herself, well, basically shook off the, you know, the despair or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, she basically also joined the fight. So I guess you can say this episode is a tale of two ends. In the first part, you see the party despairing, really sad, not much motivated. In the second part, you see everybody hyped up, fighting, giving their all. Even Cassandra herself at the end is giving it her all. I don't know if they were actually going to be the floor boss, because I mean, Cassandra, or I should say Aisha herself, says that, well, they're not probably going to be able to defeat the floor boss, but at least, I mean, they're able to put up a fight. So yeah, giving her words, I don't know if that is going to be the case. Maybe they will fight it long enough for help to arrive or something like that. I mean, there are a lot of possibilities, to be honest. I don't think they will die, of course, from the floor boss. I don't think they will all die, because I mean, almost all of them are sub protagonists or second protagonists. So yeah, I don't think that will happen. And yeah, the other part of the episode, like I said at the beginning, was Bell in the deep floors with Ryuu. And the only thing we saw of importance was when the Juggernaut arrived at the end of the episode. And well, Bell was scared a lot because we saw his face. We saw his reaction when he saw the Juggernaut. He was basically, well, almost peeing his pants because he was not able to do anything. I don't know if he will have time to enter the deep floors, you know, to enter the door of the deep floor, or if something else will happen, or maybe the Juggernaut for one reason or another will not attack Bell. I don't think that will be the case, to be honest, but who knows. So I don't know exactly how they are going to handle that, because I mean, Bell and Ryuu are basically almost dead. Bell is walking, but at the same time is bleeding out, and Ryuu is basically unconscious. So yeah, there is not much they can do against the Juggernaut if the Juggernaut goes full strength against them. So yeah, this is one of those cases where I actually don't know where exactly the story is going. I mean, I guess they will enter the deep floors because they've been hyping the deep floors since the part 1, so I don't think they will stay there, you know, in the entrance. I guess they will go and explore the deep floors, try to survive down there. I think that will happen, but to be honest, I don't know how they will get to that stage, because again, they've been hyping that deep floor since part 1 basically, and I don't think they will not get into the deep floors. That is something that is almost guaranteed to happen. So yeah, let's wait and see when it happens. Maybe it can happen even in the next episode. And on the ground or on land, you know, above ground, well, we have Uranus, we have Hestia talking about different things. For example, Uranus says that the Juggernaut was chasing both Bell and Ryuu. Well, he doesn't exactly say that, he simply says that he's going to the deep floor. And well, of course he's going to the deep floor because he's targeting Ryuu and Bell. So yeah, he says that. And Hestia for herself says, or basically tells the older friends of Ryuu that she's been accused of basically killing people. And of course nobody believes that, not her friends, not even Hestia herself. Yeah, but she has to tell them, and well, I don't know what that would do. Maybe she was sending help down there to basically try to investigate what is happening down there. I think that will be the case, to be honest, but I don't know if it will go down to the deep floors or if it will only go to where the main party is. I think they will only go to the main party, and somehow Bell and Ryuu will have to get out of there, or who knows, maybe they go actually down to the deep floors. But yeah, being the first episode, there are a lot of speculation, there are a lot of things you can say about the things that happen in the episode. So of course there are a lot of speculations, there are a lot of theories on my part and from your part as well, I think, because if you think long enough, you can come up with some different theories, with a lot of different theories in fact, of what could potentially happen in the future. So yeah, I think that is basically the most important things that happen in the episode. Not too much happened, only 2 parts, only 2 stories. The party and Bell and Ryuu trying to survive down there. That was basically the main 2 stories of the episode 1. And I think that is going to be basically almost the same for all the rest of part 2. I wonder if other people are going to be introduced later on the part 2. Especially I wonder if Ice will be introduced, because if I'm remembering correctly, I think she was not shown in part 1. And if she was, I think it was only very briefly, because I mean the part 1 only focused around Bell and his party. So yeah, hopefully we can see her maybe at the end of part 2 or something like that, but who knows. I know I'm saying who knows a lot, but I mean that is basically the case for being the first episode, and there is still so much unknown that you can only speculate a lot. So yeah, I think that is everything that I wanted to say about the episode. I hope you enjoyed my review, and well, I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.